Hello everyone and welcome to the RTA Season 20 Legend Tournament. My name is Evan and with me tonight is Stoic. What's going on, Stoic?
I'm just super excited. You know, I've been watching these ranks going up and down all night. This is a really, really exciting Legend Tournament to be here for.
It is. Yeah, Stoic and I were just talking about before we went live that there is a battle going on before we even make it into the Legend Tournament. These folks have been fighting for those 4 slots. And I was reminiscing, because back in the day, Stoic, we used to let the rankings decide who was number 1 at the end of the ranked season. And now, we take the top 4 and make them fight for the entertainment of the chat and us.
Definitely, and it's entertainment is exactly what we're going to be seeing tonight.
It's going to be a blast. No matter how these rankings end up shaking up, we are coming to you live exactly 1 minute after the close of RTA Season 20. So that means we are just now being made aware of who's participating in the tournament tonight. And no matter who ends up in those top 4, it is going to be fire.
It is, and we're going to be seeing some potential returning players, people who have been here in this top 4 before, and maybe even some new faces as well. This is nuts. I really want to see who gets locked in here.
Yeah, we've been refreshing for a little while. It's good to see everybody in chat tonight. Unfortunately, we may not have enough time to mention everybody by name because it is stacked in here, but just know we got the chat open here and I'm looking at the messages and seeing all the love that's coming through. We're so happy to see y'all in here tonight. This is going to be so much fun. We have such an interesting set of games ahead of us tonight. Such a great meta that's developed from RTA Season 20 that I'm sure we're going to be talking about. If this happens to be your first Legend tournament, we're going to be making you familiar with the tournament structure, just in case, so that way you feel right at home and you know exactly how the bracket is going to be taken down. This is great. Everybody, I want folks in chat to tell me what your closing rank is for RTA Season 20, because I saw a couple people in there who were celebrating new red stars, and that just warms my heart.
Maybe I won't share my closing rank. Gotta say, it's not one of my better performances.
And that's okay. That's totally okay, because you know what? We're going to live vicariously through the folks who are in the top 4 and fighting for the Legend slot. Though I think we can reveal one bit of information because it's very much available at the top of the rankings. There's one guy who's at the top of the RTA leaderboard who probably has his feet up as we're talking right now, huh, Stone?
That's right. I mean, Diligent has just been watching the absolute chaos throughout all of tonight. You know, there was so much up and down with not just rank 3 and 4, but even rank 2. You know, those ranks have been going in and out with about like 5 or 6 players, maybe even 7 potentially. You know, it's just been really, really wild with all those guys. And Diligent has had the honor to just watch it all. He's been sitting really, really comfortable at his 24-29 rank in rank 1.
And that's pretty far ahead of everybody else. Now that puts him either at an advantage or a disadvantageous position, depending on how you look at it. In one side, he's going to be very fresh, presumably. He's winning the psychological battle before he even gets in there. Now on the other side of that is that the other 3 players, no matter who they are, they're coming in warm.
That's right. I mean, these guys that have been playing pretty much all night, like they are well versed in the draft, but I will admit, the ladder drafting is a lot different when it comes to tournament drafting. So what we're going to be seeing in tonight's play isn't exactly what you would be seeing normally on the ladder. Like, these players are going to be playing the players at hand and not anybody they could be possibly pulling on the ladder. But Diligent, on the other hand, yeah, you could say he's cold. You could probably say he's cold. He's been sitting up there. He's relaxed. But, you know, he is the rank 1 player. So how cold can he honestly be?
Yeah, because he spent the entire season getting warmed up, climbing to that number 1 slot. And let's not forget, too, that he was actually our SWC 2021 champion. So he's already got one of the titles. He's here trying to collect as many titles as humanly possible.
That's right. So it's a big night for Diligent. He may have that SWC finish. He's looking for his first legendary finish, though. And he's someone that could definitely take that home.
Oh yeah, big time. I'm really excited to see this. Thank you so much for the raid, folks. This is great. We got so many people that we're accumulating in the chat. We got a full house here. I'm so looking forward to these matches that are coming up next. We have a couple other returning folks that I'm looking at the rankings right now, and I'm going to refresh them one more time to make sure that I'm looking at the right ones. But it looks like we've got the return of TrueWhale, who also has a legend title under his belt from season 17.
Yep, that's right. TrueWhale is going to be returning. He's played many a Legends tournament, but we also have a new face here. I can't remember exactly what the name is, but it is this Chinese player here.
I believe it's
XXC.
I think that may be we'll have to wait and see, because we're going to be getting the bracket at the same time that the chat is going to be seeing the bracket. So we're going to see the journey that we're going to be undertaking over the course of the next hour, half, 2 hours together, chat. It'll be very fun to see the ultimate reveal, but I think what we're looking at right now in the updated rankings is the current most reliable source of information.
Yep, most definitely. So that is potentially a brand new face to the Legend Tournament. Brand new face to, honestly, just like top 5. We haven't seen a player like this before. And then YEONHONG, of course, we've seen him in many a Legend Tournament as well, even in SWC as well. So we do have some returning faces here, but definitely a lot of eyes on that XXC player.
Yeah, because if the rumors are to be believed, XXC, though this is his first Legend Tournament placement, he did rank #1 in the 4-star Special League. So he has kind of an interesting pedigree when it comes to RTA, kind of a weird entry into it, which is really neat. So I'm excited to see what he is going to bring into the draft when he eventually makes it in. So now I'm going to pose a question to the chat that I just want to see. I want to get a bearing. Who is everybody rooting for tonight? Who do you guys think is going to walk away with their name in the Hall of Fame tonight? I'm going to abstain from saying my prediction, just because, just for the sake of some clean commentary coming through from us, but like, I'm comfortable saying that I'm looking forward to matchups. I saw a tomato.
I'm definitely looking forward to some matchups as well. If I was a betting man, I can't help but put it on our last SWC champion and say Diligent. There's something that Tilt can do to you as a person. And we have 5 players who have just been going up and down, trying to lock in these ranks. So we don't even know, like, where is their head at? Can they clear it just in time for this tournament? We'll be able to find out as we see these matches progress. But I can tell you what, Diligent is not tilted at all. That man is fresh going into this. And he's got a great mindset, especially as SWC champion, someone who is very capable of winning tonight.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how comfortable he is fighting these players before, because some of these matchups may be fairly new to him, at least in a tournament setting. Because when you introduce nerves into something as well, playing for stakes, playing for a building, and playing for a Hell Lady skin, it's like that introduces a level of variance that people aren't ready for. Ken Baller, thank you so much for the raid. Watched a replay of yours towards the end here, actually, right before we went live. Guys, I'd like to talk to you more about the structure of tonight's tournament. So as you've just seen, Season 20 of RTA has just ended, and that means that we're at the Legend Tournament for it, and by the end of this, we're going to have someone walk away with their name in the Hall of Fame. They're going to have another Legend. We're using the SWC mode, and as you guys know, that is the pre-ban mode, or what I like to call the Face Your Fears mode. It lets you pre-ban an additional monster, but you can't consecutively pre-ban the same monster in between rounds. So you're gonna have to fight that Ragdoll, that Nano, that what have you eventually. That's gonna be a best of 3 in the semifinals, and once we make it to the finals, we're gonna close out with a best of 5. Now, here are some of those rewards that we were kind of alluding to earlier. That beautiful Underworld Messenger Hell Lady skin Stoic. Oh my god.
That Underworld Messenger Hell Lady. If only I was so far away from this.
I know. You know what? I'm not going to talk about it. I'm living vicariously through the top 4, and also you can see for the winner, they do get that building, and that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. Even SWC champions do not necessarily have this. This is something that comes with the title, and that is pretty awesome. So yes, guys, we've got some fun stuff ahead of us. We're going to be seeing the players. We're going to be introducing the players that we're going to be hanging out with for the next hour and a half to 2 hours. We're going to be seeing their most picked monsters as well as their most banned. And I'm anticipating seeing some of the monsters that actually ended up at the top of Seishizo's RTA Season 20 tier list. Nana, notably at the top, even post-nerf stuff.
Yep, most definitely. I mean, paying a lot of attention to this season, we've seen a lot of turn 1, turn 2, and that's heavily favored in the way drafts have been starting here. So whoever has first pick is basically going to state whether they're going to be taking that turn 1 or that turn 2. And we've seen Nana coming in as an excellent turn 2 unit. But when we've got Diligence most pick units right here, it's Gianna, Ragdoll, Nephthys, Nana, and Connell. So there's that Nana again, and that's for those times where Diligence got to go turn 2. But I feel like we're seeing a lot of turn 1. There's the Gianna, there's that Nephthys locking in a speed lead. It's going to go back and forth, and it's really dependent on that first pick.
Yeah, that draft covers so many bases, and you can see the odd man out in the most banned is Tian Lang. countering so many units, right? And so many in the Gianna, the Ragdoll. Comes TrueWhale again, and we already have him actually winning a legend title in season 17, so he's back again to try to get another building. Got Nana Narsha, we got Pontos, we got Ragdoll, and also Julien, who is seeing a lot more play now.
Yeah, definitely. Julienne's coming in there as a turn 2 unit as well to go paired up with that Nana. Nana Julienne can be really devastating. And Pontos, I feel like, is a unit that can go either way, offering a speed lead to help with the turn 1, but then offering that invincibility, the immunity as well for Pontos. Great turn 2 as well.
Yeah, I feel like you wouldn't be remiss to say that he might even be the best invincibility giver in the game, right? Like XXC. We talked about XXC a little while ago. He is new to the Legend Tournament scene, ranked number 1 in 4-star Special League before this, and is now taken to the Legend Tournament, made it to season rank number 3. Looks like he likes to draft a YEONHONG, which is really exciting too. And speaking of YEONHONG, we got YEONHONG.
Yep, YEONHONG right here. We can see a lot of turn 1 coming out of this man. Gani, Wateryu, Okeanos. I really hope we don't see this Okeanos, but Okeanos, Chungpung, Gianna. It's all turn 1 for this man. So I would imagine he sees that Nana come out. It's not something that he's going to be a really big fan of, but it's going to be something that he's probably going to have to deal with.
Yeah, we were talking about the Okeanos pick before the stream went live. Okeanos is just one of those monsters that just on paper has such an amazing kit, but post-nerf Oki is so unreliable in a lot of situations that sometimes we even joked a despair Sekhmet could even be better in a lot of situations.
Yeah, it really depends on the situation for sure. I just can't. I'm not a fan of the Okeanos, and if YEONHONG has great potential moving forward, I think choosing against an Okeanos might be in his best interest. But hey, we've all been wrong before, and when it comes to chance, who knows what may happen.
That's right, and there are sure to be a lot of mix-ups coming up. Here is the bracket that we're going to be journeying down today in our semifinals. We got Diligent versus YEONHONG first, and then we're going to have XXC versus TrueWhale. And again, that is decided based on the end rankings. We got number 1 versus number 4, number 2 versus number 3, and that's our semifinals best of 3, and they'll meet at the finals for a best of 5 to round out the night.
That's right. That Diligent and YEONHONG match, these are two players that are very familiar with each other. So I would assume they're going to be very ready. We're not going to be seeing any ladder drafting coming out of these two guys. They're going to be drafting each other like it is a tournament, and it is going to be a tournament draft coming out of them.
Yes, like this is everything. This is everything for them. This isn't your average climb. I think that is a really good distinction to make there, Stoic. This isn't something that you just pick while you're just trying to climb ranks on the ladder. This is it. This is what you're climbing for, the final rung. And we are starting with Diligent versus YEONHONG. We're going into the first round in this first best of 3.
And that is right. Here we go! Diligent and YEONHONG. YEONHONG with the first pick, and this is going to settle it right here. Does YEONHONG want that turn 1, or is he going to opt for turn 2 here with this first pick?
Yeah, because you made the distinction earlier. You brought it up. Turn 2 has never been more important in RTA. The RTA Season 20's meta is also very bruiser-friendly, I'll say, which is great. And something that I saw in chat real quick that I just want to confirm, we do have a bunch of new 2A units. Unfortunately, they will not be available for picking in this Legend Tournament. You're going to be able to look forward to seeing them in RTA Season 21, but for now, we're just playing with what was available throughout most of Season 20. Pre-bans come out, Moore and Ragdoll are gone, Stoic.
That's right. No more, no of those new 2As, and there's going to be no Wateryu Ragdoll here either. Ganymede's going to be the first pick for YEONHONG, potentially already saying he wants that turn 1. Diligent, recognizing the turn 1 pick coming out of YEONHONG. There is Nana and Gianna coming out of Diligent. Interesting.
Such a quick pivot. Nana just is a perfect pick, so flexible for anything. I mean, even offering a facilitator for damage with the AoE defense break. She's right there ready and waiting to make your bruiser team just operate on all cylinders. Let's see how YEONHONG replies to this. Basically, Diligent is kind of saying, like, you can have turn 1 if you really want it. I'm comfortable fighting against you.
Yep, I was definitely expecting YEONHONG to take a CR. Looking at that 24 speed lead, locking it in. Going with Gani Hathor. This is actually a very great method. I've seen this used many times against a Nana draft here. So I do like what YEONHONG is drafting. I don't like how long this match could be, though.
Yeah, this if we're gonna see a Ganny Thor at a Legend tournament, Stoic, like this could kind of take a while. Now, Diligent trying to expedite this matchup a little bit, bringing a 33% speed lead in Oliver and also a Lima.
Yeah, double Oracle draft. We've seen this at Assacio in the past as well. A Oliver and Lima being drafted by Diligent. He's got one more pick. YEONHONG looking to wrap up his draft after seeing the Oliver and Lima coming out.
There it is. I was wondering when the YEONHONG proper was going to come out. He's been bearing the name YEONHONG for a little while. There she is. And I'd like to see if anything from Diligent with another source of immunity would be helpful here. Although that Diana frankly complicates a couple things. I actually do like the Diana pick a lot.
Yeah, I do like the Diana as well with the AoE coming from Diligent, the Nana, Gianna, Lima. They're all going to do something that's going to help Diana push up that attack bar gain here. We're actually seeing a draft that's very familiar for a player type like Topa V.
Oh yeah, this is actually super reminiscent of something that Topa used to play back in even 2019. Up until like fairly recently. I think the Antares is kind of a nice half measure here, Stoic. Before the Diana was drafted, I was almost going to say something like Awusa, but I think that's a little defensive. I think Antares is a nice mix of like threat here.
Yep, I think Antares is definitely a unit to go with. There's a lot of wind on the side of YEONHONG. There's a lot of opportunities for this Antares to cut in here. And it looks like the bans are out. Oliver's going to get the ban here, and Hathor is going to be taking the knife as well.
Yeah, I really respect the Oliver ban. The fact that Antares made it through tells me that Antares is going to be facing a lot of heat when it comes to Ciara's bombs. Let's see how this plays out and who takes turn one.
Yep, most definitely expecting YEONHONG to take turn one. Let's find out. YEONHONG taking turn one here.
There it is, and now we're going to be seeing a strip. Antares quick to get a proc on the board right away, which is super important. Notably, doesn't have any will on him, so he was going to eat a bomb from Ciara if he didn't do something here.
Nope, that's right. And you can see that Diligent's trying to take out that Ciara immediately. Antares dealing so much damage to that Ciara. Bomb's going to be dropping here. I wouldn't say he's going to stay on top of the Inanna, but he's going to be swapping over to the Antares. Bomb does land true, choosing not to detonate it because he doesn't need to worry about that.
Yeah, I guess not yet, right? As long as you keep that Lima under control, you're fine. You're chilling. He's going to just try to go for a stun. Antares looking like he wants to detonate the bomb himself here. He might just proc into a detonation on accident.
He could very well do it, but he also has the damage to almost take out Ciara. Ciara's still alive. Charge Vitality's coming out. Does he choose to detonate? Is he going to get the additional turn? No additional turn's going to come out.
Is he? This could be interesting here. Now he's going to potentially counter bomb here. Obviously no means to detonate. I'm kind of getting a little bit nervous. He's going to be losing a soul stone here unless that Gianna has like an extreme amount of damage. I think Diligent actually might be starting to sweat just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit indeed. That ventilate onto the YEONHONG definitely going to be something he's going to need here. I'm curious if he's going to throw down a shield, maybe protect himself to try and get a second bomb at a CR, but
go for Nana. I wanted him to just go full for Nana to drain out the stone so that when Antares procs, he's done and doesn't come back. But you know what? I think that's okay. I think maybe he knows something I don't. Maybe he knows something I don't.
I would have Despair Stun on CR, not happening there.
Here comes Gianna just to cycle through a little attack bar, maybe try to proc into a turn. Here comes CR. Now this is an awkward spot, Stoic. Can't put a bomb, otherwise she dies. But
I think he has to go for the bomb. He needs to go for the damage. That's one proc out of Antares. Keep in mind that orb is sitting on top of Nana. I think YEONHONG needs to drop this Nana to remove the bomb because the Antares will die here. I think he has to chance it and go for that big skill 2, maybe charge Vitality onto the Diana. No, he does go for the skill 2 and kills. Bomb will detonate, and that will remove the Antares from the field, putting Diligent behind.
This is what he needed. He needed Antares to be in a position to take a turn and get that bomb to detonate off of him. Big shield here, potentially, to try to save the Diana, unless he's not sure that that bomb is enough to actually do it. He just goes for the stun on Lima to make sure that she doesn't get rid of the bomb. I love this line of play.
Big stun right there. If he had gone for the shield, Gianna would have been all ready to stun them up with the shield strip.
Good point. I almost completely forgot that she hadn't even dumped the skill 3 yet. Look at Diana looking so healthy as if there was no bomb ever put on her.
That's right, looking really healthy right now. I'm expecting Antares to drop from that CR. CR had massive bomb damage before, so definitely expecting Antares to drop here without a orb being on top of Nana.
It's almost like Antares knows that if he procs right now, the bomb goes off. Look, he's being a lot more hesitant with that procking. Ever since that bomb hit one turn, Stoic, he hasn't taken another one.
Yep, he hasn't done it. He's taken almost a legitimate turn. The Lima can save the day here and keep this Antares alive, and he is. Lima's going to be saving the day here. Diligent finds a way out of it.
Lima with the successful cleanse and invincibility. That's why I was saying I kind of wanted to see YEONHONG just go full-on transform into Diana and try to bait out the proc from Antares by taking more turns. Unfortunately, we know now with hindsight that that actually was enough to proc it, but Diligent here taking full control of the match with that Lima third skill.
That is right. I mean, he can get the Seal of Magic and dump the attack bars out there. I just don't see how YEONHONG can come back from here. He's definitely taking his time. He's thinking about his next match already. Charge Vitality can come out, but he's just trying to delay the inevitable. It's so surprising that this Antares is not going off like we think it would.
Yeah, Antares did a really good job this game. I really truly believe that there was an opening for YEONHONG to try to abuse the proc on Antares to act as a pseudo detonation, but I think it was close. It's a close. Either way, it's trying to find an exploit there to get it, and ultimately they're gonna scoop. Diligent takes round one, but we are in a best of three, so that doesn't necessarily mean that they're winning right now. YEONHONG does have a chance to get that.
Yep, of course. YEONHONG's definitely not out of it. He stayed very, very patient in that match. I am blown away that Antares definitely had potential to being knocked out, not having an orb up on Nana. But for some reason, the Antares didn't want it. He knew the bomb was there. He didn't want a single turn after that.
You saw that. He was procking all the way, even when the bomb had 2 turns on it. But as soon as the bomb hit 1 turn, he was like, if I proc right now, I'm throwing. It was like Antares became sentient. I loved it. Oh, it was great. There was so much personality from the Antares in that game.
There really was. Diligent raised his units right. That's what happened.
Yes, good parenting for Antares goes a long way. Here we go, guys. We're going into round number 2 right now. You can see the last round's pre-banned, so Moore and Ragdoll are both on the table.
Yep, new pre-bans are going to be coming out here. Once again, we cannot see any of these new two-ways that we have out here. They are not available at all this season or in this Legendary Tournament. Ganymede is going to be a pre-ban. Tian Lang is going to get a pre-ban. I see a Tian Lang pre-ban, and I see someone who wants potentially drafting Oliver.
Yes, that screams Oliver to me. And let's not forget, too, that Ragdoll is now open and available for drafting, so this is a great situation for him. Diligent, again, locking down the Nana early. Nana, obviously, hugely beneficial to him last game.
Yeah, Diligent definitely opting for that second turn here. YEONHONG taking the Janna away from Diligent. See what YEONHONG should be wrapping up here. He is going with a Ciara, so he's going to go double Oracle.
Yeah. And I'm just noticing now that I think Diligent only ever got the 1 Soul Stone with Nana last game because it never actually got a second one because of the bomb taking the kill. And even then, yeah, Nana's still so important. Diligent is taking his time thinking about whether or not he wants to commit to this Lima and Ragdoll. He still has 10 seconds on the clock, so he can rethink it, but by now you've just shown so much information, you might as well lock it in.
No, this is someone who's well-versed in his draft, so Diligent knows he's doing for sure. YEONHONG drafting another Hathor, and we're going to see Cadiz coming out.
Chat, do you like Cadiz? Let's see how Diligent replies to this.
I know I don't like Cadiz. I'm not a fan of this unit being drafted here. I think it's all right because we already have the Lima out here. I just think there was better units instead of something that's single target. But we'll see what Diligent has to offer here. And it is going to be a Leo Molly wrapping up the draft for Diligent. That was surprising.
That was. I actually wasn't anticipating the Leo here, but I do like it. It pairs really well with his Oracle, pairs well with the Ragdoll, so he's going to be benefiting substantially more from the attack bar gain. Though it does open him up for something like a Verd as a last pick. And
yeah, that is definitely going to be a Swift Verd. That is not a Revenge Verd. That is Swift Verd coming out of YEONHONG, wrapping up his draft. Let's see if Diligent can see that, and that's where the ban may be, because if that Verd does get locked in, we're not looking at a Leo ban here.
Yeah, unless he's semi-confident in the Molly Rag. No, he chooses to leave the Verd instead. So we're going to be seeing YEONHONG actually benefit from the attack bar gain off that Leo way more than Diligent.
YEONHONG's going to benefit from a lot of attack bar gain just because that Leo's passive is going to be on the field. Oracles are going to be cycling. Vertiheal's going to be cycling. I can't help but already favor YEONHONG in the draft just because of all the lapping he can do with this attack bar gain. But let's see what Diligent has in store for us, because obviously Leo's going to be taking first turn. We'll see.
Corrin into a proc, into a kill? Likely not. Likely not. But we can get some big damage in here to start. Hitting Cadiz, putting a dot on board here. Here comes Gianna with the opportunity to avoid an AoE death break.
Yeah, it looks like that Light Oracle is going to be the unit of choice right now for YEONHONG to tag it. He does have his cleanse available. He can go for it. He doesn't really have to worry about a strip because there's nothing that he needs to strip on the side of YEONHONG.
Yeah, now it's a good move from Diligent. He's going to have to bait out the Gianna skill eventually, and now's a good time because it basically just makes Ciara skip a turn, which is good. I do like that.
Yeah, definitely indeed. You can see a little bit of poke damage. Looks like Gianna's going to be one of the first units that Diligent wants to get rid of. He's got a lot of buffs up there, but you know what? YEONHONG's pumping up his units. He's got that stun available. All those buffs are almost going to be removed.
The sheer amount of turns. Diligent is so fortunate that that bomb didn't land because YEONHONG has all the turns in the world. Now, I'm telling you this right now. The fact that that bomb didn't land is almost negligible because look at this. She is already back. She already has bomb next turn and she's at 50% attack bar. Like, this is actually kind of insane.
Yes, it really is. Well, bomb's going to come out, and it is going to land true on top of that Leo, who also has that branding effect. Oh, that is a beautiful additional turn coming out of Molly. Able to keep Diligent's team alive here. YEONHONG needs to get rid of the sustain on Diligent, or else it's going to be a little tough for him to remove these units from the field.
It is. And YEONHONG luckily has flexibility on his side, right? Because YEONHONG has all those turns that he can take. Ciara, determined never to land a bomb in this game, but sure enough, you know she's going to land those dots, Chad.
I mean, I'm expecting to see that lineman to be on max resistance, but it's crazy to see two bombs miss like that. Two very impactful bombs miss like that.
And even so, I still see YEONHONG as being in the favorable position, Stoic, because look at this. One bomb finally lands. It was as if, I swear, Ciara just used that skill, Stoic. And now he's cycled so much that he's already back up with it. This is really tough for Diligent, I feel.
Yeah, definitely tough indeed. Looks like that bomb is gonna again miss on top of the Leo. Lima might be dropping here. He really needs to take this unit out. That's gonna put Diligent down a unit here, which is pretty big for YEONHONG. Looking very good for him right now. I think Diligent needs to see some despair stuns. He has to drop this Gianna. He's got to start removing some units.
What is the record for number of missed bombs? Because I think that Ciara is trying to go for it.
I know. Ciara's got a new game plan that no one's a fan of here, and that's missing all these bombs. Beautiful additional turn. I think he has to go for that cleanse on that Leo. He needs to keep that Leo alive because that branding effect is not going to do that Leo any justice.
No, it's not. And exactly, he needs it. The irony is the term of justice not going to do him justice. It's not going to do him any torrent.
Yeah, definitely not going to do him any torrent at all.
Ooh, look at this cycling.
Because Vertiheel's going to push up that Ciara. Ciara's going to get another bomb. That is a double bomb onto the Leo, but he has to make sure that he kills that Molly first.
Oh my god. We're going for bomb number 4 that's gotten resisted, I think, from Ciara alone. Yeah, that's a lot.
But that is going to be Diligent.
Perfectly executed, Stoic, making it so that Molly comes back before YEONHONG going to clean that up, even though Ciara did them literally 0 favors. I'm telling you, that's what I was saying. I was like, it's negligible because of the Leo making it so that those oracles are going to cycle so much and bird. Like, that Leo ended up working so far against Diligent in that game.
Yep, that's right. So you can tell how far ahead YEONHONG was. Just count all the missed bombs from Ciara and Gianna. All those missed bombs, and it didn't matter. He had so much attack bar gain there that YEONHONG was just so far ahead over Diligent because of that Vertiheel and the Leo passive being on the field.
And that's why, you know what? It ended up being such a great ban to just get rid of the Ragdoll, so that way he wouldn't get any attack bar at all. And for a second, I think I saw some chat comments too. It's like, you know, the Molly Ragdoll is kind of a little bit of anti-synergy, but like, you just want to get rid of all of the variants. You want to make sure that you're the one getting all the turns. And it worked really well.
I was not a fan. Yeah, I was not a fan of Diligence wrapping up his draft there with Molly Leo. That was very interesting to drop something like that. Yeah, it was definitely different. We're going to have to see how Diligent is going to change it up because, again, guys, best of 3. We have one more game ahead of us. We already have a stellar Legend tournament in the opening just 30 minutes here. It's been a great match to start with. There's been so many great drafts. Yeah, there really has. I mean, Ciara's got one job. Maybe she could do it better going into round 3. Maybe Diligent will even take the units away from YEONHONG, and we'll see a change of pace and not a Nana first pick coming out of Diligent.
I swear that job of Ciara's is just to land dots and check res. That's really what it is. That's crazy. Tian Lang back on the table.
And Tian Lang. Yep, back on the table here. New pre-bans are coming out right here.
And they are the same ones as the first round. Moore and Ragdoll are off the table, chat.
Yep, that's right, with YEONHONG with the first pick. I'm curious if YEONHONG even has a Nana. Maybe he just doesn't want to draft the Nana, but he's been letting Diligent have it. See if he tries to take it away here going into round 3.
Yeah, that's a good observation there, because YEONHONG just seems pretty comfortable playing against it so far, especially in that last game when they expertly utilized the passive of Nana, making it so that Molly gets deleted first and before Leo to avoid any torrent shenanigans.
Yeah, I can't help but give Diligent the L on the last one. It was just due to the draft. So it wasn't so much, I think, YEONHONG handling the Nana, but so much that Diligent may have screwed up the draft by introducing that Leo Molly to the field. But we're going to see something a little similar to that very first match. YEONHONG's drafting the Gani Hathor with the Gianna this time. No CR is being drafted. I'm curious if Diligent's going to take advantage of that and take the Ciara away.
It's a great opportunity if he wanted to, but it looks like prioritizing the Oliver is his main go-to. As soon as he sees Hathor, he likes to lock down the Oliver to make sure that he has a way to reset it.
Yeah, interesting. So double speed lead for Diligent, locks down the Nephthys, locks down Oliver. YEONHONG looking to respond after seeing this Nephthys pop out.
The Nephthys there is a really nice pick in that 4th slot because it forces YEONHONG to either basically just eat the Nephthys or pick immunity, and it looks like he's going for trying to play around it, which is very dangerous.
Yeah, potentially looking at a Nephthys ban here. Let's see what Diligent's going to wrap up his draft with this last pick after seeing Chiwu Ciara.
It could almost be a Douglas. It could almost be a Douglas game. Almost.
It can almost be a Douglas.
Yeah.
The ban would have to be a Ciara.
Yeah, exactly. The detonation would have to be the ban. Good point. So opts for the Wunsa instead.
Yep, really pushing. Both players pushing for a turn 1. This is playing out just like that first match, except Dylan has a little bit of security with that Nana. No sustain on the side of YEONHONG. We'll see how it plays out. Bans are locked in. Wounts is banned out. Hathor's banned out. Guys, this is a big match right here. Let's see who's going to be taking this one, because I still think it's anyone's match. 33 speed lead for Diligent, 24 for YEONHONG.
This is it, guys. We're going to find out who's going to the finals after this game. Chiwu starts us off big res. Oh my goodness, big res on Oliver.
Huge resistance on Oliver. Let's see if Gianna can get the bomb land this time. She's got one job and it lands true.
Can he res again? Can he do it? Can he res? He's thinking about whether or not he wants to use it.
He wants to save it.
He thought about it. YEONHONG, and there was actually a legitimate debate there to be had. Do you use it now? Because Oliver can just reset the Gianna is the thing. That's really the trouble.
I believe the Gianna just resists the reset. I think that was a resist that I saw, but we've got a bomb coming out.
I think it got the increase. but it resisted flipback.
Well, we've got an additional turn coming in a Hathor. Hathor, oh jeez. Nephthys getting full defense break, full everything on the on every unit on YEONHONG's side of the field.
This is what we're talking about. When you opt to play around the Nephthys, it is extremely dangerous. You give her one window, and she will climb through it. That was wild.
Yeah. Oliver choosing to go for Ciara, not opting to go for the almost full attack bar Ganymede here. Ciara's a unit that he's looking to dump as quick as possible. If Nana can get some crazy despair stuns out here, that might be the way to go with the second skill.
We got some interesting insights coming through from Twitch chat that I saw suggesting that that Lima is on triple revenge. So in order to not risk the counter, that's why they banked on saving the third skill from Gianna. So we got the Soul Stone already used over here, and now Lima is going to bite the dust for realsies this time.
Well, there's a bunch of defense broken units, and we've got an Oliver that sometimes doesn't know when to quit. He can drop that Ciara, move on to any other unit, and then just keep dumping it from there on. But Chiwu is going to be cutting in here. Does he go for the two-turn sleep?
Can he sleep him? Oh, if he slept him, it could have been so different right there, Stoic. If he actually landed that sleep, could have given him a little bit of breathing room. But instead, Diligence Oliver is just ready to try to capitalize and take this game to go.
Yep. Oh, big additional turn, drops the Gianna, double orbs for Diligent. Diligent's definitely going to be locking this one down, but YEONHONG's not giving up yet. Those are 2 orbs sitting on top of Nana, and that's going to be really tough to get through.
Heavens to Betsy, Stoic. Oh, look at that. It's something you don't see very often is Nefty's not landing debuffs because of the glancing. You don't get to see that every day. I'm not used to that. That is interesting.
YEONHONG going to do is steal the magic, dump the attack bars. He's going to do his best to try and hang in there. Neftis not even dropping the 1%, staying alive. There goes the Chiwu. 3 orbs for Diligence. Diligent! He's going to be moving forward here.
Diligent, something is to be said for having the mental stability that having the #1 slot be so far ahead. It's like something to be said there. That's actually a pretty big advantage, apparently. He's coming in cold, warming up in the first round. He's chilling.
Definitely chilling indeed with that Nana. Nana keeping his team just super, super safe. I'm glad he transitioned from that second match into a better play style here. So the second YEONHONG wanted to compete for that turn 1. Diligent responds and he goes, hey, I want that turn 1 as well. Both players played really, really well, but ultimately I think it was the Nana really deciding the match here.
Yeah, the Nana gave him the flex room, really. And I gotta say, YEONHONG played it really well, but we kind of talked about it in the draft, and then we saw it in the game. Leaving Nefties in is so scary, because it's like, you know, Oliver's gonna reset 1, maybe 2 units. Nefties is gonna silence everybody and completely restrict your options. So it was pretty tough for YEONHONG, but like, man, that proc from Nefties, it really helped a lot there, and it was like it was a bunch. It was a bunch of stuff.
It really was. Getting all those defense breaks that he was able to put out there, it just really pushed YEONHONG back a ton. He's able to take advantage of all that, get massive damage, pump out those orbs with the Nana. Super, super oppressive having the combination that Diligent had there. So no sustain, no cleanses for YEONHONG. YEONHONG needed to get out there and land absolutely everything, and maybe even get a couple additional turns there to really to make his mark.
Yeah, it's like you pointed out earlier today when we were streaming, right? Like, in that game, there was a point where Diligent had 3 monsters, but 2 soul stones. That's 5 monsters, basically, right? Like, you gotta clear your way through 5 units. It looks like you're at a deficit, but you're secretly not. You're actually ahead.
And that's where I think units like Charlotte really start to shine, when you have lots of attack bar, pushback as well, being able to CC and keep people back. I think Charlotte's an excellent unit to introduce to a draft when you're up against a Nana. Can be a really, really oppressive unit if you have strips, remove the immunity, and the Charlotte just kind of does whatever she wants, especially with that first skill to have that chance to get additional turns and sleep. And it can be really, really oppressive and an excellent unit to draft up against Nana.
Yeah, I love that you brought up Charlotte. She has such a high win rate, actually. Guys, we are already knee-deep in the RTA Season 20 Legend Tournament. We've had a really exciting opening game here, and we've got more ahead of us. We have one more round of semifinals before we make it to the finals. Stick with us. We'll be right back after a 2-minute break.
Yeah, that's like the first thing that came to my mind. I was like,
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the RTA Season 20 Legend Tournament. I'm still Evan, and I'm still joined by Stoic. Stoic, we had a pretty exciting opening match, didn't we?
yep, we really did. That was such an exciting opening match. Some good back and forth. It's great to see some back and forth and not straight up 2-0s. As exciting as 2-0s can be, it was really, really exciting to watch these two go at it.
It was so good, in fact, that I would like to see a highlight reel of what we just saw. Stoic, could you walk us through that game between Diligent and YEONHONG that we just saw? Let's go ahead and start off with round one.
Yeah, nothing but excitement, lots of fireworks. Actually, what we saw in this one was a very patient Antares. Antares got so many bombs, a lot of attention coming his way. Ciara with so many missed bombs, of course, and we had that one great cleanse that came out, and that was kind of like the big thing that Diligent got to like wipe his brow. Everything was going to be all right after that cleanse came out, but Antares could have dropped any time there, giving that taking an orb away from the Nana there. But Diligent, just a really patient play, not just by himself, but by his units as well. That second match, Diligent, I called it from the very beginning. He made a huge mistake, dropping a Leo and a Molly, things that I didn't think was going to help him gain any traction, especially with a Nana on his team here. YEONHONG was able to take advantage of that Leo passive. He's got two Oracles, just gaining so much attack bar with that first skill, and a Verti heal. It was always YEONHONG's turn here, and it was just nothing Diligent could do about it. He didn't have enough aggression to keep up with the orbs, and YEONHONG was just running circles at this point. He missed so many bombs that it didn't even matter he was running so many circles. We've got Game 3. Now, Game 3, a little reminiscent of the first match here. Both players wanted turn 1 here, but what Diligent had this time was that Nephthys. Nephthys applied so many of the defense breaks out there. We had Oliver, who was just able to push up his attack bar and take advantage of all these defense breaks. Diligent took absolute control getting into round 3, and that is the reason why he was able to move forward here.
And that is the story of how Diligent became our first competitor to reach the finals. So we already have one player that's going to be there. Now we're going to find out who he's going to be fighting in that final slot. And that was such an exciting match. Guys, I feel spoiled already. Like, the fact that we started out with something like that. Diligent showed some really clean gameplay, but YEONHONG even got an awesome game in there, exploiting the draft and just circling attack bars. I can't wait to see what's waiting for us in this next match. It looks like those players are ready and waiting to go.
This is definitely going to be another exciting match ahead. We've got TrueWhale, who he's definitely not new to the Legend Tournament here, but his opponent is very new to the Legendary Tournament. So this is a new face that TrueWhale is not going to be familiar with. We've got pre-bans coming out, and we'll see how much homework TrueWhale has done to see if he pre-bans the right unit going up against XXC.
It looks like a safe one is chosen by TrueWhale in Oliver. XXC here, a newcomer, could potentially be a sleeper threat in this bracket because TrueWhale is truly a veteran to the Legend Tournament and has a lot of experience fighting a ton of different players that you've seen here. But XXC is just such a secret. So TrueWhale opting for that Nana first there, Stoic.
Yeah, taking that Nana, taking a Diligent route here, going with the Nana first pick. Let's see what XXC is going to be drafting after seeing the Nana. Let's see if we're going to see something similar to YEONHONG. And this is not similar at all to YEONHONG. We're going to be seeing a Wusa in Cannel coming out for XXC.
Yeah, the Wusa still maintaining a prevalence in RTA even post-nerf with the true damage on skill 2. Just seeing a decrease in potency, and yet he is still being picked here in the opening slots of XXC's draft. TrueWhale following up with Narsha and Molong.
Yep, Nasha and Molong, definitely some good picks you can see coming out with a Nana. We've seen a lot of Molong Nana play in previous seasons as well, but Nasha and the Nana, which are great units, because if Nasha does get dismounted and gets revived back with an orb, she's going to get that beast once again. Jogun and Savannah coming out for XXC, and we're going to be seeing an Ileana and Bella potentially being locked in by TrueWhale. Not expecting to see this draft, curious if XXC was going to be prepared to see these 2 units coming out of TrueWhale.
Please, TrueWhale, please lock him in, please. Oh, that's Volantis is fine too, but I'm stoked to see the Bella here. And you called it, Stoic. We accidentally foreshadowed this morning on the stream earlier today. We were talking about the Beast Riders and Nana combo. It's just, you can't win when you're up against them. When you take down a Beast Rider, it feels like you won by getting that Soul Stone away, but then it comes back on top of the Beast again, and suddenly it feels like you're having to go through 2 other monsters.
Yep, that is right. This Savannah looking pretty scary on the side of XXC, and he is going to be wrapping up his draft with a Water Ryu. I'm not too sure if Water Ryu is going to be the ban here. I know it is a 24 speed lead, but it is Savannah. Savannah's going to get the bullet here, and Volantis is going to get banned out. That's the AoE strip that TrueWhale had here. I think that's the right ban. We'll see how it's going to play out. Speed lead for XXC, and this is round 1 between TrueWhale and XXC.
I'm so stoked. I love the respect for the AoE defense break from TrueWhale. I think that was a really good call. Comes more trying to get as many strips as possible, and it looks like he got it. Look, this would be a great opportunity for Jogan to lock somebody away. The big res from Nana.
Massive res there. He really needed to put that unit away. It looks like he's going to buff up. He's going to keep himself nice and safe now that TrueWhale doesn't really have an AoE strip here. Looking to lock everybody down here, but Connell's only able to get 1 stun, and that's going to be on Bella.
Yeah, and there's definitely a potent single target strip available for TrueWhale. Let's see, and he does confirm the kill on Colonel. That's why we love to see Narsha. Such an aggressive unit. Put TrueWhale so far ahead too, coupled with Nana.
Yeah, it really did. So it looks like he's not trying to get rid of that Mo Long. It'll just revive back with the orb. It looks like he's trying to get a lot of units really low to HP, throw down an AoE, and then just eliminate 2 orbs immediately.
Yeah, this is an amazing way to just capitalize on that strip and making that immunity feel as if it wasn't even there to begin with. This is great. TrueWhale in a commanding position, although notably his monsters are kind of low. I know this is kind of a sacrilege to say, but he only has 2 soul stones, you know? It's like if everybody's low, he could potentially kill with more here.
Yeah, more there with the big kills there. Narsha is going to be one of the units to revive back here. Gets the additional turn. Another orb's going to be popping up here. That is huge for TrueWhale.
There you go. That's what you're afraid. It is such a strong combination, the Nana and the Beast Rider. This is looking very good for TrueWhale. It's going to be a little bit tough here for XXC, but I mean, if he can potentially get rid of the Molong and dismount, I know I'm maintaining a very slim source of hope here, but I mean, Moore's passive could end up helping him a lot.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to go with the shields and immunity, throwing it up there. Nice additional turn. He's going to heal up his Wusa a little bit here. He needs to use that second skill. He can actually use that to target the Nana down, and he is going to be targeting Nana down. TrueWhale's going to need some additional turns. He's got to crack the shield, which he did. He's got to drop another unit because he's going to want to get his hands onto another orb.
Here we go. It's tough, but you don't scoop in this situation. This is what we're talking about. It looks tough, but you don't scoop. Moore's passive here. If he cleans up the Molong, then XXC takes it. That's why you don't
XXC
scoop.
does take it. Holy cow, and he's going the safe route, throwing up the shields and immunity. No additional turns are coming out here. Wow, XXC is going to be taking round 1 away from TrueWhale.
That's what I'm talking about, man. If you don't scoop in that position. It sounds ridiculous because we were just talking about the 2 soul stones. Anything more than 1 can just shift the game like crazy. But XXC did a great job, had everybody low, cleaned it up with Moore's second skill, and all of a sudden he's like, wait a minute, do I have a shot? I was like, awesome.
The reverse back foot, though, that was absolutely outstanding. XXC handled it very, very well. You could tell where he started to change focus to get more units down to a low HP to remove 2 orbs so that when units come back, it was a roll of the dice, and the units that popped up was the Molong and the Nasha. So Nasha was the big unit for TrueWhale, and that was going to be a unit that he was going to help boost up more orbs, but it didn't work out in that way because XXC was able to keep all those units back. So it was almost like XXC did the right thing. TrueWhale was coming back, but XXC once again made a big push back on TrueWhale.
An amazing comeback. Like, XXC looked like he almost lost the game in the opening turn when Narsha knocked out the Carnal. Let's see what TrueWhale can do to bring this back in his favor. We're going into round number 2 here with the advantage in the favor XXC. The newcomer.
Advance from last time. The newcomer to a legendary tournament. The new pre-bans are coming out. The Jogan and the Volantis getting pre-banned here. The Jogan getting pre-banned because of the off-wheel units that TrueWhale had here. Wants to make sure that nothing gets put away in a scroll, because clearly he's going down the route of scrolling up a Nana. Look how fast these picks went in there. Nana was locked in instantly, taken away from TrueWhale. And then very quickly a Hathor and Wusa.
Yeah, you saw that? It was like TrueWhale expected it. Like the first pick, he's like, the first pick's definitely going to be Nana. I guarantee you predicted that. So quick to complete the combo of the Gani Hathor and taking the Mora away from XXC here. This is going to be a very different game from what we just saw, actually.
Yeah, very confident drafting. XXC now slowing things down. Good for him, realizing that, taking it slow. This is not something that you need to rush. Take up your time as much as possible. He's got last 2 picks to respond after seeing Gani Hathor, the Water Ryu, coming out.
Oh, wow. XXC changing up the vast majority of the components of his team. Like, this is totally new for both players. We see TrueWhale totally pivot to a CC comp away from that aggressive snipe before. This is interesting.
That is interesting. Riley being the last pick here is honestly signaling that I think the Water Ryu is going to get banned out. Not having a strip on the side of TrueWhale, I think he bans out the Water Ryu, but that's going to force TrueWhale to have to ban out that Epicon Priest, the Chloe.
Chloe, or does he just ban the Hathor and just say like, oh, there's nothing to follow up with? There's a couple valid options here for XXC and TrueWhale to knock out here, but I do.
Hathor could very well be the ban as well.
Yeah, because then it makes it so that there's really nothing to follow up with. Yeah, there it goes. So Hathor gets taken out. And Molong too, and now TrueWhale's looking. Moore is going to have to do a lot of work here because he's
Moore
now the primary damage.
Yeah, I can't help but favor XXC right now. I think Oliver is going to have a field day without with TrueWhale's team here. We'll see if that's going to play out. Big second skill definitely onto the Wusa. I think he wants to push that unit back. No, it's going to swap over to the Ileana.
And he brings out Chloe's third skill, confident that Water Ryu is not going to be able to strip everything. Instead, skips his turn. Here comes Oliver to invoke his will on the enemy team. Looks like everybody's
so
going
much
to be
damage.
Wow.
Water Ryu getting devastated right there. He's got to throw down a big third skill, get the shields and immunity there. There is no sustain on the side of TrueWhale. He's not going to be able to heal up that Water Ryu. He just needs to utilize it as long as possible.
Yeah, you're right about that. He's the only heal he has is Wusa's second skill. Otherwise, he's just got prolonging the inevitable. Let's see what he can do. Strips immunity off of Nana. Notably, invincibility still on 2 units here.
Yep, that's not what TrueWhale needs to see at all. I don't think it looks very good for him here. There's the Charge Vitality coming out on the Oliver. Oliver's going to be fit to destroy that shield. Almost killing the Water Ryu here, but YEONHONG's going to be there. That is 2 orbs for XXC, and I don't see a way that TrueWhale can take that away from him.
The writing is a bit on the wall for TrueWhale here. He's waiting to see if maybe he can just find an opening. The only hope that he has is that glancing from Gani plus Seal Magic's damage multiplier being pretty high, if he can just try to bait us out into like the 30% attack up range, maybe he could take out a unit. But honestly, 2 Soul Stones on Nana, Oliver, and YEONHONG. I think you're right, Stoic. I think this is pretty much over. But XXC did an incredible draft here.
Yeah, XXC drafted phenomenally. Great bans as well. XXC really does deserve the victory here. TrueWhale not giving up, though. Like you say, we do have that second skill that's able to apply a lot of damage here, but that Oliver is going to be one heck of a unit to deal with. And the 2 orbs sitting on top of the Nana, he's going to have to keep burying this Oliver to get through those orbs.
Do you ventilate Wusa? Yes, you do, so you can get the second skill back. And I think, while I think that we may be right about the position of XXC right now, Stoic, as long as TrueWhale is not giving up, I'm not giving up on TrueWhale. I'm willing to explore some possible options here. Opts for the third skill instead of the second skill. I think I would have liked to try to see him just take out a Soul Stone, but you know what? Maybe the glancing is more important right now.
Potentially, he's just going for the longer skilled move here, because the Wusa can at least proc into a second skill to try and keep that up, where the third skill is something that he can't really do. So he's going to take advantage of that ventilate onto the Wusa and go for the shield and immunity so that the shields stay up nice and thick. You're going to see TrueWhale. He's still going to be trying to bury away, dig away at this Oliver. There's the ventilate. He's going for the ventilate back onto the Wusa, even though the second skill was still up. which is interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what he was trying to do there. I guess maybe he was trying to maybe like have it up so if YEONHONG like had strip open, but she still has one more turn, something like that. But yeah, I see what you're talking about there, Stoic. I think you're right. I think you're right there.
This is tough. Really interesting plays here. He's keeping up with the immunity, so Oliver's not able to do what Oliver does, and TrueWhale's still trying to dig away at it, and he is doing a really good job. He has to use that skill 3. He's got to use skill 3 to keep the team healthy.
It would be way too greedy to go for it. Like, mad respect to TrueWhale right now for sticking in this and seeing that it wasn't. Oh, I'm really glad that he didn't scoop. You don't scoop at the legend turn. Like, this is not what you do.
But there's the defense break. Oliver shuts it down. That is going to be it. XXC is going to be moving forward. Holy cow.
2-0, the sleeper. The first come to the legend tournament. XXC taking TrueWhale 2-0. That was crazy, Stoic. That was crazy.
Some really good drafting by him there. You know, good on TrueWhale for really trying to stick that one out. He was making the right plays, keeping up with as many shield and immunity, stopping Oliver from able to gain any attack bar. But it was to no avail at this point. Just an excellent draft coming from XXC. Some really, really powerful units in there.
Yeah, for realsies though, Stoic. Like I so respect that TrueWhale stuck it out. Because there was a chance, you know, it's like Wusa's second skill is still a beast. He can do the true damage, he can get rid of the soul stones with enough time, but unfortunately, Oliver is a damage dealer. Like he can increase cooldown times, but he also rocks some solid damage, and losing more of that early in the game was kind of tough for TrueWhale. I think in that final slot, as great as Italiano was, I think I would have preferred to see a second control option, so just in case Hawthorne got banned out, we had it, but...
Yeah, definitely. I think, again, Nana was just an extremely powerful unit, able to keep up those orbs and really keep the team alive and keep the team safe. It's so tough to burn those orbs when those orbs keep popping up.
Look at what we got for you here, chat. We have a code at the bottom of the screen. If you're on Android, you can use the code inside the events page. Just scroll all the way down to the bottom. But if you're on iOS, our fine mods in chat will have the links for you to click, and that's going to net you a mystical scroll and 100 energy. That code is ready for SWC. Again, ready, the number 4 SWC. And this is great. This is not the final thing today. You guys know how this works. We're very happy to have you here with us today. Again, remember to click the link if you're on iOS. Our mods have that in chat for you guys. And enjoy the mystical scroll. Let us know what you pull. Guys, we will see you right back here after another short break where we go to the finals. See you soon. That was lit. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back for the RTA Season 20 Legend Tournament. We're back again for the finals now. I'm still Evan, and this is still Stoic. What's up, Stoic?
Yep, and I'm still here and still awake.
Unbelievable, because for you, it's like 4 in the morning.
A little bit. Yeah, 4 a.m.
Oh, just a little bit 4. Guys, we are coming hot off the coattails of a great game between XXC and TrueWhale, the first 2-0. Stoic, would you walk us through a highlight of what we just saw?
Gladly. It was some very important drafting here. So TrueWhale locked down the Nana. He had a lot of aggressive picks here to go in here. But the thing is XXC did a fantastic job at handling the Nana, and that showed in his targeting in this match. He was able to get multiple units down low, Nana with a big revive, and that's where TrueWhale got lucky that the Nasha was one of the units to come up, able to get some orbs, but to no avail. XXC was able to take care of these units and still push on through, beating the Nana draft coming out of TrueWhale. We go into round 2, XXC takes that Nana away, and that's where it's now TrueWhale's turn. How is he going to handle the Nana here? And he didn't have as an aggressive draft as XXC had in his first match. We watched Oliver finally burn through all the immunity in the shields and was able to do a little bit of damage here. TrueWhale tried his best to hold on with the attack bar reduction, with the additional damage from Ganny's first skill, with the big damage from second skill on Wusa, but it didn't work in his favor. The Nana being on the side of XXC ended up getting him that victory up against TrueWhale.
XXC proving to really understand how to navigate the Nana in that first round, Stoic. You mentioned that in the highlight there. I think he did an excellent job making sure that the units that he had left could solo. It looked really bad. TrueWhale able to knock out the Carnal early was crazy. And something that I think like a highlight reel has a difficult time capturing though is just the will of TrueWhale to stay in and see if he could take it in that second round. I actually really respected that he stayed there because it looked a little tough at the beginning, but there is a world where you can win by ventilating a Wusa. I think we saw an excellent match between those two.
Yep, we really did, and we're going to see an excellent match coming up here as well. That's Diligent and XXC in the final.
Something that a lot of people probably didn't see coming because, again, XXC, a newcomer, Diligent, trying to collect all the titles available in Summoner's War. Again, he is our SWC 2021 champion, so let's see if he can walk away with a legend title as well.
Well, Evan, I got a question for you. Who do you have in this final?
Oh, dude. Oh, don't make me pick Stoic. Don't make me pick Stoic. But after that showing, I kind of think XXC has what it takes to poke some holes in a draft. What do you think?
I think you're right. We've got a newcomer here, and this newcomer is doing pretty well in the draft. We're seeing some interesting units like that Chloe coming out. I think it's going to be a great pairing going up against Diligent here. Diligent shows that he really likes to lock down that Nana, and XXC is going to be taking that Nana away from him. So potentially we get to see how Diligent handles the Nana when it's taken away from him. But maybe the pre-ban has something to say about that. We'll find out.
That's right. Chat, we are moving into the finals, and that means that we're no longer in a best-of-3 situation. We are now doing a best-of-5, so we will get to know both of these players and the matchup quite intimately. Here come the first pre-bans. Oliver and Ragdoll are both off the table.
Interesting that Oliver's going to be one of the pre-banned units here. Ragdoll, no surprise getting pre-banned out. Diligent with the first pick, expecting to see that Nana quickly snagged away, taking that away from XXC, and it is true. Nana is going to be the first pick.
Yeah, it looks like Diligent was watching the tournament and saw those last games played and was like, oh, I'm going to knock out the guy that got the winning kill on Ganymede, going to knock out the Oliver.
Definitely. I'm curious what these first 2 picks are going to be going up against Diligent. So knowing what Diligent has and seeing that first match played out against YEONHONG, what is XXC going to be drafting against him? And it's going to be a YEONHONG and a Wusa. Interesting. We're going to see a Wusa pick here.
Very flexible openers. I like that. Something that you notice in those picks here from XXC is that they took a lot longer than when previously he played against a Nana. You know, like that's actually, he put a lot more thought into that one. And I like this because it can evolve into something greater. And maybe we'll see how it evolves after Diligent reveals that Lima and that Gianna.
Yep, we've got double oracles coming out for Diligent. Double premium oracles coming out for Diligent.
Yeah, a cleanse and invincibility from Lima, strip and bomb from Gianna. Nobody really wanting to show their hand exactly. Again, like they're not locked into any one particular play style. Here comes XXC. locking in two distinctly bruiser, very meta, very indicative of Season 20 monsters.
Yeah, well, actually, this is when Wusa got buffed for that second skill. That's a very popular draft that XXC has here, and that's the Wusa Connell Mo Long.
Mo Long really saw a resurgence after Wusa got buffed, you know, with the shield coming in, just making Reckless even more valuable than it already was. Oh, and my boy, Abellio, amazing counter to Mo Long because his passive is going to automatically activate as soon as XXC drops that third skill.
Well, that's if he lets the passive activate, or is he going to eliminate a unit before that passive does activate? I do like the Nephthys coming out here. It's potentially signaling maybe a ban already on YEONHONG, I want to say. Let's see what this last pick's going to be for XXC. I want to say, oh, he does it! I love it! We talked about it before. Charlotte has made an appearance.
You brought it up, and we were talking about Charlotte has a surprisingly high win rate right now, boasting so many different forms of control on all of her skills. She's got sleep on skill 1, stun and slow skill 2, and attack.
Diligent has to ban it.
3.
He's got to ban it. He's got to ban the Charlotte. Because Lima's going to get banned out here. Lima does not get banned out. Charlotte is going to get banned. And Nana gets banned out for Diligent. So Diligent, no more security. There's no more safety net for Diligent. It's going to be man on man here. Let's see what happens. We've got an HP lead coming out for XXC, speed lead for Diligent.
XXC choosing the lesser of two evils by banning out the Nana is like, you know what, Abellio's passive can activate. I just want to make sure that I actually get the kill. Let's see. Got the bomb coming out. This is actually the first time that we're going to see a Gianna use her third skill as an opener in this entire tournament so far.
Yep, that's right. We're going to see a big skill, too, go out onto the Abellio. Abellio looks like the unit that XXC wants to get rid of first. Potentially going to be seeing a Reckless Assault being targeted towards that Abellio. But we're going to see a big third skill coming out of the Lima, getting the invincibility and immunity up.
That is technically not a great proc for Lima. I know it reduces her cooldown time, but it does also get her out of invincibility. But here we go, the silence from Nephthys making it so there is no such thing as a punish.
Massive damage on top of YEONHONG bomb.
Oh my God.
Goes off, eliminates that YEONHONG. Diligent looking extra comfortable right now.
Super, super chill. I imagine this is very similar to what he was looking like before the tournament started with his feet up, almost 30 points ahead of the rest of the crowd. Diligent really pulling ahead in this game.
Oh, the revenge almost taking out the Connell. It's so over already, and there's just a nice little security third skill coming out of the Lima. Throws the bomb down on the Mo Long. That's going to be it. Diligent taking round one comfortably away from XXC.
That round was a statement piece. I feel like that was Diligent reasserting where he is on the food chain. He's like, I'm an SWC winner, dude. I'm coming for this Legend title. I don't know who you are. I want this. But XXC has a couple chances to turn it around right now.
Yep, he does, but that was a very, very flawless victory for Diligent. I'm curious how... well, I'm not curious. I know for a fact XXC is going to take that Nana away from Diligent. I love that he banned out the Nana and then drafted accordingly. If the Charlotte went through, I'm telling you, that would have been a different match.
It would have been really different, but it comes down to a certain thing from XXC where it's like, how do you leave the Gianna when you know that your units are all willed up as well? Like, that is a definitely, that was pretty big. Like, if you notice throughout the rest of this tournament, again, I'll say it one more time, Gianna has not opened with a third skill this entire tournament so far. So it's like the fact that she could do the bomb into skill 3 was just such a strong start, and it gave Diligent the window that he needed to take control.
That's right. That's what set the tone, is once Gianna got that stuns out there, it was kind of wrapped up from there on. You know, we saw the YEONHONG get removed very, very early into the match. That was the sustain. That's what was going to keep XXC alive and be able to get something going there. And he was not able to get anything going there. And Diligent just, from the Gianna on, it was game.
Yeah, exactly. And I saw Pat in chat saying that he planned for his YEONHONG to outspeed the Gianna, and that is something that you can hopefully bank on a lot of the time, because 116 base speed is kind of hard to beat. But man, I don't risk. I wouldn't risk that. That's tough. YEONHONG and Gianna.
There's the respect. He doesn't want to fight that Gianna. Gianna gets banned out. YEONHONG gets banned out because I think Diligent understood that YEONHONG was potentially going to outspeed. There is the Nana steal.
People have been fighting over Nana all night, and it's going to be continuing even this deep into the finals. Oliver, Diligent still considering. Not sure what else he wants to bring. This is a little different because remember how quickly TrueWhale locked down the units that he was ready to play against a Nana with.
That's right. So we are going to see a turn 1 play coming out of Diligent here. Remember how I was talking about it before, that if you're going to get aggressive, get aggressive. So Nana with the first pick, his response is he's taking his turn and he wants it now. So it's Oliver and Waterryu.
Yeah, he really wants that turn 1. I bet I've never seen somebody want turn 1 more than Diligent. That is pretty good.
XXC taking his time here. It's going to be a Connell for a little bit of damage, sustained control, and Charlotte's going to be coming out nice and early too.
Yeah, nice and early. That's the Cardinal is a remnant from the previous draft. The Charlotte actually could really throw a wrench into this strat if she gets an opener. Diligent pretty confident in that Nefty's performance, wants to bring her back again. And also, guys, important to note, 3 out of 3 monsters have speed leads. Again, nobody's ever wanted turn 1 more than Diligent.
Yep, that's right. Diligent opting to not draft a 4th speed lead.
If he got another strip as his final pick, then I think I'd really like Diligent's draft. But let's see.
I really like the Savannah. I think Savannah's a super strong unit. Savannah can take advantage of Nefta's defense breaks. Savannah can take advantage of, Waterryu could take advantage of the defense breaks coming out of Savannah. Great synergy here with Diligent's team.
Yeah, I love it. He's got the open. He's going to open it up with the Moor, put defense break on everybody. Savannah comes through, cleans it up. Tableau. Whoa!
XXD opting for a turn 1 play here. Diligent, I think Diligent's looking at a Nana ban, outspeeding, and potentially just taking him with rune quality here and outspeeding him.
He's going to try it, or is this a surprise outspeed from XXC? Or do you just
this
ban out
could be a surprise XXC, yeah.
Do you just, like, at what point do you just like, okay, wait a minute, what does he know that I don't know? Do I just ban out the speed lead? Do I just ban out Tableau just to make sure that I get it? Like,
we're going to see a Seema coming out of Diligent here. I was almost expecting a 33 speed lead, an additional speed lead coming out of Diligent, because I think Diligent's going to be banning out the Nana, and Diligent needs to, Diligent bans out Nana. XXC needs to ban out the Oliver to remove the 33 speed lead from the field.
I think he wants to, but what about the dude? I'm expecting. Yeah, there you go. So you either ban the starter or the speed lead, because I'm pretty sure Diligent is confident enough. But wait a minute, Asima got banned there. I thought you were right on the money with the Oliver pre-ban. Let's see how this plays out, Stark. I'm interested.
No, this is gonna be wild. It really is. Let's see if Diligent can burn through the Nana orbs. He's not even worried about it. He does have the strips here. And Waterryu is going to be setting the tone here with a full strip. Savannah looking for some defense breaks. Attack bar pushback looking really good. We've got Neftis without a care in the world, dropping a big second skill with the additional turn as well. Oliver is going to be shutting it down.
Oh my god!
Oh man, and with the additional turn, he can go in here and just deal even more damage. The Diligent, I think, is going to be sitting real pretty getting into this match.
That is gnarly. Yeah, going into this game, you don't know what's going to happen, but you know it's going to be fast. This is crazy. Taking his time to just kind of consider this from Diligent. Yeah,
picking them really one by one. Wow. What a clean play by Diligent. What an excellent draft.
Splendiferous, I would say. Like, this is really well played, but I love that XXC kind of tried to compete for turn 1 at the end, but maybe he would have been a little bit more safe just I don't know, throwing a clutch Huadang in there. Like, a Huadang would have been really funny there, or something else to, like, prevent death, because, like, man, you
gotta respect the SWC champion Diligent here. He's got strong units, he's got fast units. We've seen that Waterryu take turn 1 many a times coming out of Diligent. And Diligent, you gotta prepare for that, man. He is super fast in there and super prepared. Excellent drafting, excellent matches, nothing but fireworks coming from Diligent.
Diligent really just trying to assert dominance right now. Like, this is his tournament. This is going to be his title. I love to see it. I really like to see this. Yeah, he's earning it. He's putting in the work right now.
He is. He's making his way for that building, finding the nice little spot on the island to prepare it in already. Diligent looking really, really good right now.
Yeah, I can't help but wonder if maybe, like, XXC just panicked a little bit and wasn't confident. You know, it's like that's what those last 2 picks really signal to me, though. You know, but yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But Diligent nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, with his draft, he really needed to have a much faster tableau, and the much faster tableau is not what happened there.
No, it's too much. We are going in to the third match here. This is potentially the final game if Diligent decides to take this one to go for a 3-0 here. The advantage is Diligent 2 against XXC 0. Let's see how this goes, guys.
Yep, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. Let's see if XXC can change the pace getting into round 3 with Diligent. Pre-bans from last time. YEONHONG and Gianna now available. New pre-bans coming out. It could be anything at this point. Maybe we'll even see a Nana pre-ban coming out of XXC, not giving that to Diligent.
It'd be deserved. Yeah, Nana's been pretty impactful so far. We'll see. Opts to get rid of the 33% speed lead. It really shows you what Diligent's afraid of it. He wants the Nana.
Well, maybe if he had that 33 speed lead with the Tablo may have taken turn 1. But that was not the case. All he had was that 24 speed lead. Diligent, once again, locking down Nana.
Yeah, and let's see how XXC chooses to reply. Hey, this is for everything, guys. This is potentially the final game of the tournament. 2-0. XXC needs to turn this around right now and show that they really need to be here. They were a sleeper hit in their round earlier. Can they repeat it, even for one round?
Yeah, Wusa and YEONHONG. I don't think Diligent really cares too much about seeing both these units first again. Double premium oracles coming out of Diligent. I think he's very confident right now getting into this match after seeing Wusa and YEONHONG.
We've seen this before, Stoic. Please don't pick Molong. Don't pick them. We know that it's got will. We know these units have will.
Yeah, if he goes Molong Connell, he knows exactly what's going to be going on here. XXC knows that that second skill is not going to outspeed the Gianna.
Yeah, he knows that Gianna takes turn 1. We haven't seen this.
Potentially, that's going to be the ban then.
Yeah.
Jogun Savannah. Diligent looking to wrap up his draft after seeing a Jogun Savannah. I'm expecting Diligent to take his time here.
Throwing out the Nefties, maybe one. Oh, he's got the strip on Gianna. Like, we know that Gianna is really fast. I think Charlotte wouldn't actually be too bad here. Another thing to capitalize after a strip.
I know Charlotte doesn't get at all. He loves that water Ryu, though. That's one of Diligent's favorite units ever since this unit came out. He's been drafting this unit a ton. Even first picking throughout SWC last year. So water Ryu is going to be a unit wrapping up Diligent's draft. Double speed leads as well.
Yeah, definitely deserves that first pick more. Even post nerf, like he's got damage if you need it. You can just ruin him on extra attack. And even though he's got a semi-unreliable strip, Diligent's got a couple other options. Chooses Hagang to try to boost up here, but I'm afraid that like if you just ban the damage, I'm not gonna say anything.
Maybe Diligent even just bans out the Hagang here and doesn't even have to worry about it.
Ban the Savannah one way or another. Yep. You ban either the attack bar boost or the follow-up.
Well, let's see what happens. I think the only thing that could play out in XXC's favor here is that nothing lands and nothing works. Otherwise, I think Diligent's going to be sitting very pretty getting into this match. Let's find out, guys.
There we go. Look at that. Now that's how you draft against a Gianna. Notably, only one monster has will, just in case, right? So you don't get stunned out.
That's right. We're going to see this bomb potentially placed on top of the... Oh, no! Bomb doesn't get placed at all. Doesn't land on the Jogun. We're going to see a stun there landing on top of the Wusa.
It's worth it. There was a second there where you think, do you just save it for the third skill? No, it's too greedy. You try to get yourself the window of opportunity to pull ahead early instead and set up defense break with Nana. Oh, stuns! Stuns, Stoic.
Yeah, big stuns here. Does he have to charge? No, I don't think he charged vitalities yet. He's got to go for the big skill too. Ooh, man.
That's awkward.
Not get the invincibility.
Yeah, that's a little awkward. Do you dump it? Not on her. Yeah, I agree with that one. You don't dump it on the same unit, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looks like XXC is going to try and get rid of this Nana as soon as possible. Water Ryu is going to be showing the target of focus for Diligent. Looks like Joe Gunn is going to be the unit of focus here.
And here we go. YEONHONG showing that she has all the support that's needed for XXC. It's going to be keeping him in the game here. He can lock somebody away. Perfect. I'm glad that he chose to lock away the Gianna there, because Nana's fresh out of skills.
That's right. Locks away the Gianna, does land, gets some strips in there with the attack buff as well. Glancing needs to get applied to that Oracle. Choosing to stay on the Nana for damage.
And goes for the strip on it. This is slightly closer than it seems here. I mean, Savannah can actually do some huge damage here with the skill 3. Here we go. We're going to see it right now. Gets all the defense breaks up. And XXC can actually put it up if he wants to. Chooses to try to funnel in some damage on Nana to get rid of that Soul Stone.
Yeah, Diligent really looking to dismount Savannah. That's definitely going to help Diligent stay and keep an edge here. He does have second skill, does not dismount the Savannah. I think Nana's going to be here, ready to dismount that Savannah. That's exactly what Diligent needed to do. He's going to get his Gianna back soon.
Yeah, he's going to get it back. Gets more damage in on more. This is actually looking better for XXC. And again, he's trying to show us that he knows how to play against the Nana.
Oh, but that's a second orb. Not at all what XXC needs to see.
Okay, he almost reset it back to neutral, rather to what it was before. Nice proc from Musa to try to get that second skill back online. Oh, you hate to see the revenge.
Those revenges, man. I want to see those revenge runes.
Oh, yeah. This is
Bomb
where you
lands
put
through on top of YEONHONG. There's that third skill coming out of Lima. More additional turns with that first skill, able to pop up so much attack bar. Nana with the Despair on the top of the Joe gun.
Wow.
Diligent, not a care in the world anymore. Looking to finish off XXC here. Bomb still gets off of YEONHONG. There it is. Diligent is our champion.
Diligent, cleaning up the competition, walking away with the Legend title to complete his collection. He is now the SWC 2021 champion, as well as your Season 20 Legend. He's going to appear in the Hall of Fame yet again. Congratulations to Diligent.
Yeah, huge congratulations to Diligent. Such a clean player, such a clean drafter. His rune quality in unit pool speaks volumes here. We're seeing incredible turn order when it comes to his unit. Like, how fast is that Nana? Like, we see how fast the Gianna is, outspeeding the units of XXC, being followed up by the Lima, but then, like, Nana's right behind them. And we're watching units like a Savannah not even take a turn yet.
So close. Yeah, so close in the speed tuning. Yeah, Diligent made those rounds look easy. He did such a good job, and it's a testament to how strong of a player he is. And like I said, he came into that round with a statement. He really wanted this. He's like, I'm coming here to earn this title. I'm walking away with it. Now, that's not to discount XXC, who certainly made an impression on us in this tournament. Coming out of the woodwork, never seen him before, ranked #1 in a 4-star special league before this, and decided, you know what, I'm going to try to go for Legend this season. So I love to see that, but Diligent with a confident 3-0, and us giving y'all another coupon code at the bottom here. Legend Tournament 21 will be back. Will back. Here we go. We'll be back. Again, guys, if you're on Android, you can input that code through the events page just by scrolling to the bottom. And if y'all are in chat, you can use the URL that's dropped by our mods there. So Stoic, if you had to rate this Legend Tournament on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, where'd you slot this one?
I would rate it the same way I would rate Diligent's draft, and that is a 10.
This was awesome. I said it before, I felt spoiled. Like, this has been such a fun tournament for us. And yeah, I would also similarly put it at a 10. I would definitely put it at a 10. MVP of the day, I actually almost want to say that Moore was actually the MVP of the day, if I'm being 100% honest. We saw Moore overcome a couple times where, like, in the game where XXC pulled ahead against the Nana, he cleaned up all the kills right at the end there. Diligent confidently picked him, and he stripped like he wasn't even nerfed. So for me, I really like the Moore. What do you think, Stoic?
I can't help but side with the Nana. Nana decided a lot of the victories here. Nana kept a lot of teams alive, and Nana does nothing, but she did so much. Just keeping everybody alive and keeping your team up is just so big, and it makes you worry about so much, to the point where I will give so much credit to XXC to the match against TrueWhale. It makes you have to worry about all these other units just because of what this unit offers the team, and he was keeping track of all the HP bars to handle that unit accordingly. But that's what Nana does to you. You know, like, you want to get rid of this unit, but you can't, because you got to worry about everybody else. Or what's your best route to remove these orbs, and you'll see them targeting units that have like least amount of HP to try to burn the orbs as quick as possible. But that's what Nana's doing to you. It's forcing you to do unconventional ways of removing these units from the field.
You hit the nail on the head there, Stoic. Nana really wants to be the one. You want to be killing the Nana, because in theory, if she's used her AoE defense break, she's technically the best one to get rid of because she's slightly less impactful. Like you just want to get rid of her, but oftentimes you're forced to get rid of the one with less HP, and that's the dangerous one. That's the one that maybe you don't want to get rid of the defense break or the glancing that's on it when it gets revived. You're just stuck between a Nana and a hard place. She's a really difficult monster to play around. I saw a funny message in chat a second ago. I think it was from Heaven's Royalty that said Diligent Brain was the MVP today.
Yep, was excellent drafting. Excellent drafting. Such a smart player. Calm, cool, and collected. Like, really, throughout all of his matches.
Yes, really did a great job tonight. That was excellent. A lot of great plays today from a lot of different people. And I remember YEONHONG also showing an excellent game in there earlier against the match, and TrueWhale is always a play. I really liked watching that turn 1 snipe that he had. Stoic, look at this. We got the highlight reel from those rounds we just saw.
Yep, and that's exactly what it is. It is Diligent putting on an absolute clinic here with XXC. Just all those debuffs out there, and he's able to take advantage of so much. Both those oracles, able to cycle so much attack bar, even being put on revenge to gain so much more attack bar when it's not even his turn. Diligent taking that round 1, and it was an absolute breeze for him. More excellent drafting coming out of Diligent. This was the most flawless victory that he had here. This Tabla was not fast enough to take turn 1. That Charlotte was an excellent pick from XXC, but it was not enough to gain that victory here. Diligent with a walk in the pack, taking that round 2 away from XXC, removing every unit one by one, making his way through.
Walk in the park is right, Stoic. Making it look easy.
There's that third match right here, and again, like, it's just, I love saying it. It's a clinic. He's putting on a clinic for everybody here. This is how you play a controlled Summoners War. Like, this is how you draft it. This is how you target units. Diligent did such an incredible job here. Nana keeping his team just super safe here. XXC trying to do all that he can to deal with this unit was just not enough here. And again, it just came down to great targeting, great choices here. Diligent taking that round 3 like it was a breeze.
Oh yeah, and there was a moment there where XXC looked like they had a chance to pull it back. It was around the time when YEONHONG got the defense break off her and used her third skill to just like heal the team up a little bit. And it was like, okay, XXC isn't out just yet, but Diligent was quick to correct that assumption and show how he got here, got to that Season 20 Legend Tournament winner slot at the end there. 2-1 YEONHONG early, and XXC got an early 2-0 against the Legend Tournament veteran TrueWhale for a finals where Diligent said, you know what, I'm getting this thing. Let's do a 3-0. He took the title. And now we're going to be seeing Diligent's name show up yet again in the Hall of Fame, this time with a different one, saying Legend instead of SWC 2021 champion.
That's right. Well deserved. It was a great match. Honestly, a huge congratulations to XXC making it here as a newcomer. So congratulations to him for making it into the Legends Tournament, but a huge congratulations to Diligent on another incredible victory.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to see new blood come on in, and you can see how disruptive it is. XXC brought like their A game tonight. Their semifinals game was quite the showing too of what they had in store, and how you can potentially just shake things up, play that psychological game where people maybe aren't as familiar with your monster box. So it was really fun to see regardless, and congratulations to Diligent yet again for a very strong showing in tonight's tournament.
Yeah, most definitely. What an exciting match. Like, it was great matches. I can't help but be a little satisfied with how quick it was tonight. But yeah, it really was. It was very, very entertaining, but a very quick Legend tournament.
That's right. It was a really quick show tonight. I think all things considered, the games took up about an hour. People were really playing aggressive, which is an interesting spot for the Season 20 meta, where it also facilitates that bruiser playstyle, but things that are way more aggressive to counter that are right at home too. Like, how did we make it out of here? It's so fast.
I know, compared to last SWC, seeing so many Nana drafts, we had a lot of really dragged out matches where it was Nana and sustain. That was not the case here. It was Nana with aggression. So it really was very, very entertaining. So great to see this playstyle coming out, representing what Season 20 has to offer. So a little bit of taste, what SWC has to offer as well. So keep that in mind. Be expecting some maybe possible changes with the new two ways coming out there. We'll see if the two ways really shake things up, but it's a taste of what SWC has to offer.
It's going to be fresh. This was a fond farewell for Season 20. Thank you so much for joining us here today, chat. Look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great evening and a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.